So can you tell me about yourself?
Thank you. Thank you for meeting with me and giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. As you know, my name is X. I have almost 3.10 months experience into IT sector, out of which 3 years experience into ServiceNow. Initially, I worked as a service tech job. Then I moved to ServiceNow admin. In that role, I used to work on different ITSM modules like incident management, change management, problem management, and also like user administration, like giving access to users into ServiceNow.
And what is your daily to daily activity?
ACLs, update set UA policies, data source, import set, transform.
So basically, whenever we ask for daily to daily activity, we are looking for what you do when you start your laptop for a day. Okay, like let's say that daily to daily activity will be like I am working for a sprint, particular sprint. I have a 10-member of team. I am the lead, or maybe I am the developer position, and daily to daily I have certain story. I have to complete those stories, something like that. So when you ask for the daily to daily activity, so what things you have done in daily, that's we are looking for. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Coming back to that, what certification you have right now?
I have I have a CSS certification, certified system administrator.
So when you say that you have done the CSS certification, you should mention that when you do that CSS certification, for example, you have done the CSA certification of Geneva release or maybe Istanbul release or any other release, and then you are up to date with Delta exam or not. So is your certificate valid and is it up to date?
Yes, it is up to date.
So when interviewer asks for that question like certification, so they are definitely looking for when you have done, and then is it up to date and it is valid till or not. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So so you have worked on incident management, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that. What you have done in the incident management?
I have done with, like in my earlier experience, like the users having some issues, like related to, like they want to access into service now. They call to service desk. They then the service desk team raise a ticket. The tickets we I need to open the emails. They are sending the emails. The service team sending the emails. We need to open that emails and check the incidents, what kind of issue the user is facing. uh, if any further information required for that issue, if need, like I need to I used to communicate with the users with through Slack. And once got the information, I need to resolve the incidents.
Okay. So coming back to that incident management, right? So when your interviewer asking for incident management, what you have done, right? So incident management is we are looking for, or we are more interested about that, what you have done in configuring that incident management, like auto assignment group, caller, when somebody VIP caller created, SLA will be automatically attached. So those things we are looking for. We are not looking for that you have received an incident and you are doing something job. Definitely, any issue happens, somebody create the incident. That's correct, right? But for example, when we are asking for incident management, we are specifically looking for that what type of configuration or what type of changes you have done in the incident management. Not we are not looking for that what incident you have received or what you have done when you received the incident. We are looking moreover that what configuration you have done in the incident management. For example, you have done that, let's say that when category is this A or the category is hardware, it will automatically go or assign to the hardware assignment group. And then there will be one SL will be attached if that based on the priority and groups. Like that, we are looking for what configuration or what changes we have done in the incident management. Those things we are looking for.
Okay. Yeah.
Because when we ask for the change management, you cannot say that I go to and create the change, right? Or I receive the change and then I have done something. So when we are looking for the change management, for example, incident, so you have to say that what configuration you have done in the change management. For example, you created that approval logic so that it will go for CAB approval, it will go for manager approval, it will go for the CA approval. Those kind of things we are looking.
Yeah.
So any configuration, any changes you have done in the incident management?
Like I have like in my previous project, I worked on custom application. Uh, there I used to work on more like custom application. But incident management, if I talk about incident management, I configured some fields. I added some fields into the incident management, and based on the requirements, I configure that fields should be mandatory and visible, read only. That kind of configuration I have done.
Okay. So when it comes about the custom application, right? So you are mentioning that you have mostly worked on the custom application. So why do we need the custom application when ServiceNow providing so many options pre-built, right? Why suddenly you need the custom application, and what is the benefit of that?
Like that if you want to, like, the customer wants to, out of like more features in the service now, they need some other requirements. They come and ask us to develop this application for a specific purpose. For that purpose, we develop the customer's application based on the requirements from the client.
Coming back to this question, okay, so you mentioned that you have worked on the custom application, but when you ask that what is the difference or what is the thing, so you should give an example. Like, for example, I want to make a doctor appointment application, which application is not present to that ServiceNow out of box, right? They are provided by default incident problem change, but they cannot provide that doctor. I mean, they don't have exist predefined doctor management. So that's the reason I have created another application, or our organization created another application, and we used to work on that. So you need to give an example why you created a custom application instead of already predefined application. And then you can mention that what is the pros and cons in the custom application, those things.
Okay.
In the custom application, what are the things you have do so far?
Like I have created forms, like fields in the forms, and also I use UA policies and client script to configure those fields based on the requirements. And I used sometimes I also use for server side script uh, to change the get to the get to do the correct operations from the server side.
Okay. So let's say, let me give you an example in the custom application. Okay. So let's say that you want to make a field mandatory. Okay. Whenever the form will be loaded, the field will be mandatory. I mean, everyone has to fill all these details on that field. For example, short description, right? So in the custom application, you have a field called short description on a table. So that has to be mandatory always. How can you make this field mandatory, that field, and then which method you are going to use, and then you need to explain that why you choose that method.
Okay. I use client script, onload client script, because when form loads, it's that short should be mandatory, right? So I on the client onload client script. Then I write g underscore form dot set it as a true. So and save it. Then
so my
save
question,
it will form load that then the.
My question is what are the way we can make that?
Sorry.
So my question is that how many way we can make this field mandatory? How many way we can make a field mandatory?
Yeah, we can make like by using your policies, and by using client script, and also by configure dictionary. Also, we can set the mandatory.
Right. Very good. But why you have to select the client script? Why don't you select the dictionary level? Because it is always mandatory. Why did you select? Why did you think that client script will give you more benefit than dictionary level or UI policy?
Yeah, basically we can use dictionary level. But if you want to use if you, like no, I don't have a difference actually.
Right. So your preference will be in the service. The preference is there less customization, less code, right? So when you have options to make that field mandatory from the dictionary level, you should not go for the client script to write the script and make that read only, because client script may load in a delay, may have some delay, and then in between that somebody can put all this information and then save that before loading that client script, right? So our always preference
Yeah.
should be dictionary for without
Okay.
any logic. Like maybe there could, if there is a logic, like some other field will be field, then it will be mandatory. Then we can put UI policy or client script. But for always mandatory, we'll go for the dictionary.
Okay. Okay.
So tell me about what are the type of client script available.
Yeah, there are 4 client script. One is like onload client script. Another one is on change. The third one is on submit, and the fourth one is on select.
Okay. Let's say that one client script is running on the task table. Okay.
Okay.
So task table, it is running on the client script running in the task table, and you have opened that incident form. Okay. So is that client
Okay.
script will be run or not?
Sorry, I'm not confident about to answer this question.
Let's ask one more question. So let's say that in the client script, I want to run a client script on specific view. For example, I want to run that a client script on the default view on the incident table. I want to run that client script on other view. So can it be run based on view, a client script?
Yes, that will be available by using like and by checking on global field in the on like client script. If you want to check it and select the specific view, that client script only applicable to that specific view.
Okay, fine. So what are the type of business tools are available in ServiceNow?
There are 4 like business tools. One is before business tool, and then another one is after business tool. The third one is display business tool. The fourth one is sync business tool.
And why we need the display business tool? Can you give me an example why or where you need the display business tool?
Yeah, display business rule. If you want to set, some fields, one purpose. If you want to set the fields automatically display the when form when loads, like the form loads, it automatically set the fields. For that purpose also we can use display business rule. For example, in the action we have action button in the business rules, right? There we need to set the like some fields like category equal category software, and the employee should be able tutor. If you want to set like that, once we load it, it will automatically set the fields. For that purpose we can use display business tool, and also we can call the data from server side to client side. We use display business tool.
So similar functionality can be done by client script. Why do we need suddenly display business rule? So in the client script, onload client script or on change client script, whenever the form will be loaded, we can set some value like g underscore form dot set value. We can do that, right? So why do we need that display business?
Okay. Yeah. Like if you want to reuse the same functionality, some other forms also, if you want to call it from g underscore scratchpad, that variable, we can use anywhere like that display business tool. For that
Right.
purpose, so
So
we can
if you
use display
see
business tool.
whatever functionality so far exists in ServiceNow, display business rule main purpose to pass some value from server side to the client side. For example, it can declare a g underscore scratchpad and then it can set some variable, and that scratchpad variable is exist in your client script. You can access through the client script. So main purpose to cross pass the value. For example, if you want to know that user is part of any member of not, any group member of not, right? So that function you can just check into that display business rule, and that variable you can pass through the scratchpad, and client script can validate and set that. So main purpose to set the scratchpad value in the display business.
Okay. Yes.
So what is the async business rule?
Async business rule we can use for load the you can use for bulk operations, and it is used for uh, for example, if you want to close the child instance, once close the parent instance, we can you can use async business rule for if you don't want to freeze the particular form, parent incident form.
So tell me about what are the parameter available in client on-change client script. What are the parameter available in on-change client script?
Yeah, new value, old value, control, is template, and is loading.
So what is each template? What does it return?
If you Yeah, is template if you want to set the default values in the any like instant form, like active field true, and some color field is able tutor, like that. If predefinedly we create a template, and whenever we need to select that template, and we can use any time.
So basically, each template return you true or false value. Okay, so it's check that whether this form have any template apply or not. So it's just return true or false, nothing else.
Okay. Okay.
What is control in that client script, on-change client script?
I'm not confident about it, but it is used for a DOM manipulation or something. I don't know exactly.
What does it mean by DOM manipulation?
Like HTML content. If we want to use no exactly, I don't know about it. I'm not able to answer this question
Basically,
exactly.
when you say something for DOM manipulation keyword, some keyword, you should know the meaning of that. Okay? Otherwise, that interviewer will ask cross question of what does it mean by that. So like that, I asked,
Okay.
what is DOM manipulation? You are not able to answer that, right? So when
Mhm.
you speak something, because interviewer did not really, remember anything, right? They will ask whatever you say. Based on that, they will pick, and then they will ask, or maybe they will pick some things from that your CV, and they will start asking. So whenever you mention anything or any specific word in the CV, or any specific word you are telling to the interview during the interview, you should speak such a way that you don't speak anything that you don't know about that. What does it actually do, or anything about
Mhm.
terms.
Okay. Understood.
So as per your CV, you mentioned that experience in Scrum and Agile method. What does it mean by that? What is the difference between Scrum and Agile method?
Like Agile methodology, like we follow some procedure to like uh, for example, if you want to follow certain procedures, like first we develop something, like if we get the requirement, we need to develop that requirement whether it is working in the dev instance. Once it is done, then we follow to we follow to move into that configuration changes to the test instance. Then it will be done, like after that it will move to QA, and then once that will be done. After that, we will move to production instance. This kind of procedure we need to follow while using as agile methodology. Scrum is like uh, there are you know we get the requirement from the client, the business analyst or some client, we sit together and this is the old that is the whole requirement. After that, those requirements, they that business analyst, set it the parts, like different parts. They create a stories, that stories to assign different teams, that maybe that will be done, within the 14 days. They'll divided the stories into within the 14 days. After once 14 days is over, that they will conduct a scrum meeting. In that some meeting, what are the developments we have done, what are the developments we have left. Those developments we cannot achieve, we could not achieve those stories need to pass to next scrum. And also the what are the new requirements, new stories, they'll assign to different teams.
You're fine. So my suggestion will be, when you prepare your CV or mentioning that which methodology you are working, so always put any specific method like Agile or Scrum, and
Okay.
You have to have clear idea what does it method is that and how it is work. Okay, so
Okay.
instead of
Okay.
putting two methods, mention one method and clear idea. I mean, you should say that I am working in this method, agile method, or maybe Scrum method, and then you can say that yes, this is how I work. Like I have 2 week sprint, or maybe I get some kind of set of work and then I move that. This is how I work. So they clearly visualize how you work and which method you are
Okay.
working. Okay.
Okay.
Coming back to your CV, you mentioned that experience in workflow. What does it mean by that? So what did you done in the work so far?
Like I use the workflow for in the service catalog form for workflows. Like if you need some approvals from once the user submits the catalog form, that form, that request need to go to the particular manager, certain group. For that purpose I used workflows. And also, if you want to create after approvals, create some tasks, for that purpose also use workflows.
Fine. So let's assume that you created a catalog item, and catalog item have a one variable called ABC. Through
Okay.
the workflow, you generate a catalog task, and in the catalog task, that variable is not visible. What could be the reason? The variable is visible on the RITM, but that variable is not visible to the task. What could be the reason?
I think in the variable set level, maybe we set in a UA policy, like uh, set visible false. I think I'm thinking like that, but I'm not sure about it.
So when you create a variable, there is a global checkbox. So if you already check that global checkbox, that variable will be visible to all the tasks. So if you have not checked that global checkbox, manually you need to go to the workflow, and where in the workflow there is a catalog task, you need to add those variable into that catalog task. That should be your first check. And definitely in the second check, you can validate that there is any UI policy which is done on the task, catalog task, and through that if you are hiding, or maybe there is a client script. But first check that you have to do.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
tell me about that, why we need the catalog item into the service now.
Yeah. If you want to, the users wants the users wants to request something like laptop, or certain item. For that purpose, we use service catalog, right? Service catalog. Uh, that the user not able to access, uh, access the ServiceNow. For that purpose, we designed that service catalog to order something. For that purpose, we define certain variables, kind of questions to the users. They come under and enter those details. Once they order it, it will create a RATMs, and then we need to work on that RATMs and all.
Okay, so give me a difference between catalog item and order guide.
I know if you want like catalog item, for example, if you take catalog item, if you want to order one item, we use catalog item. If you want to order multiple items at a time, like we for that purpose we use order guide.
Okay, so let's say that in the order guide there is a variable called requested for. Okay, the similar question is present to this catalog item also. Okay, so in the order guide there is a variable called requested for, and that similar question is present to the catalog item called requested for. So I want to copy the order guide. So what happened to the order guide? You fill first some question on the order guide, then you click next, you go to the specific catalog item based on the selection, right? So let's say that you fill the order guide on the first question and then click next. The that requested for value will be copied to the next on the catalog item. How can you copy that?
Yeah, if you use cascade variable true, checkbox true, the same value backend values of that say the backend values of same, it will copy that value to another catalog item as well.
Okay, so let's say that what are the type of variable set we have?
There are two variable sets, like single variable set and a multi-row variable set.
Okay, and what is the difference, or why we need that multi-row variable set?
No, I didn't work on multiple variable set, but I know I worked on single variable set.
And why do we need the variable set over variable?
If you want to use similar kind of variables for different variable catalog items, we simply set it some variables like under variable set. We define the variables, and whenever we need we just attach the catalog item to that variable set.
So what I have seen so far in your interview, you have at least good experience in catalog items. So you should focus on that. You should put that things in the top instead of putting incident management, problem management, all those stuffs. So you have very good things on your catalog item plate. So I would suggest that you highlight it a couple of times that you have worked on the catalog item, like you have done these things, so that interview can pick that catalog item and make or build some confidence on you over the catalog item, because catalog item is nowadays very commonly used across all the ServiceNow platform, and it's a entry point for the new joiners. So I should suggest that always focus on the catalog item, explain or try to pick the question to interview from that area only. Okay, so that you can give good amount of answer on that catalog item. First thing, when I ask you about incident problem change, you are struggling to answer those. So, and then when I ask you for the daily to daily job, you are struggling to answer those. My suggestion should be, when you talk about or when you talk with interviewer, you should explain that what is your daily to daily activity, and you should clear on that. Like, this is the things I have done daily, and like I started my journey or day with these things, the story verification, incident verification, and then how I move that story one instance to the another instance. And then you should also clear about the incident problem change management, because you are mostly worked on the ITSM platform. So if you are work on mostly ITSM platform, you should confident on that incident problem change. Try to spend more time on to that out-of-box PDI environment on the incident problem change, how they follow, how we cascade, or what are the things we can change on the incident management? Because when you ask about that, I have worked on incident management, interviewer will ask you that what did you change or what did you done on the incident management? Those things you should have clear idea on that. Next, coming back to that, when you come to this catalog item, you have good experience on the catalog item, so you should focus on that so that interviewer can pick those questions from the catalog item.
Thank you.
Apart from that, client script or business tool, you have less confidence. So I'll say that go through that client script and business tool and then work on that part area. But you have worked or you have good experience on that UI actions and UI policy, you have mentioned that. But you should clear idea on the client script or business tool, how they perform and why we need those things. So this should be clear on that.
Okay.
Apart from that, your communication, I feel you have little less confident on that when you are talking about or giving answer. For example, when I ask about that, how do you make the mandatory field? You take a lot of time, you think a lot of part. But for example, if when I ask you or give you any scenario, you should immediately start responding, and then you should be confident on that. Even though maybe if you think that your English is a little bit weak, but you should be more confident on that. I think that should be my side. Thank you very much for your future. Have a good day.
Thank you.